What would you do if you stayed up past your bedtime and you found out your babysitter was into some weird shit? Let's find out on today's episode of What Would You Do? The Babysitter. Yo, what's going on? I'm your host Ryan Bain, aka B Rock, and this is 2017's The Babysitter. Directed by McG, written by Brian Duffield, and starring Judah Lewis and Samara Weaving. Let's dive in. Okay, so this movie was absolutely dope, and let me tell you why. Okay, it had this kind of vibrant, goofy universe where everybody was kind of self-aware, but they weren't like fake. It was very realistic. The story follows a 12-year-old boy named Cole, played by Judah Lewis, also known for his role in 2015's Demolition. Judah, he killed his role. Definitely did a good job on it. He was playing that age where you're not really a teenager, but you're not really a child anymore either. Cole is the typical outcast, which is weird because his character is actually pretty cool. I don't understand why people like that, but you know, that's how the world is. But anyway, Cole is timid, very afraid of needles. That's like one of his biggest fears, you know. I understand you're 12, but come on now, it's just a needle, Cole. Don't even worry about it. Now, we see Cole's childhood friend / crush, Melanie, played by Emily Allen Lynn from the Revenge series, also from Enter the Void. So she's been out there. She plays a somewhat influential role in the movie, but a small role at the same time. But you'll see later on in part 2, which is also a dope movie. I'm definitely covering that, so stay tuned. Now, the viewers were also introduced to these bullies. You got the main bully, Jeremy, played by Miles Harvey, whose character is kind of annoying because, it's not a real bully to me. Like, very unrealistic. That's like a very few small things I got wrong with this movie, but that's one of them. Jeremy. They start to mess with Cole as all young D-bags do, and then here enters B, the babysitter, played by none other than Samara Weaving, known for Ready or Not. That one was fire too. I love horror satire. Like, that's the best kind of, come on now. Who don't like that? The chemistry between the two characters make you feel like she was your babysitter. You could be my babysitter. They talk about things that are on Cole's mind, like prostitution. Because, kids always absorb what you say around them. So somebody was saying something about prostitution. Or you might have heard it somewhere else. Who knows, Cole? Get off Google. She tells Cole to stay pure and innocent, which is like low-key, like a red flag. Like if somebody looks at you, it's like, hey, stay pure, stay innocent. Like, whoa, what the fuck is wrong? What is that? Cole gets dropped off at his house where he sees his parents, played by Leslie Bibb, being that one lady in Iron Man and being that other lady that was C4'd in Law Abiding Citizen with Jamie Foxx and Gerard Butler. That shit was kind of crazy. Why they do that to her? Gerard was wildin'. And the father, played by Ken Marino, who has been popping up in a lot of funny films lately. And I remember seeing him on Adult Swim Children's Hospital. That was kind of funny. It was weird, but it was funny. I love the casting choices made by casting director Rich Delia. Definitely noted for his parts in Dallas Buyers Club, starring Matthew McConaughey. And the dialogue between the actors is funny, but it's not fake. It's very genuine. But like, I could see that conversation between like groups of friends. Like, I can understand that. Where can you find parents when you can ask what a pussy is, or attempt racing on an open track? I mean, the most I got was a couple laps around the block. We follow Cole through the night doing what most teens do, stay up on Google and watching Mad Men, which he added was whack, and I don't blame him. The next day, Melanie and Cole have a conversation about what really goes down after kids go to sleep. Melanie says basically, hey Cole, you should stay up and see what really goes down. I bet you they have a bunch of crazy parties and stuff like that. Cole, for some reason, some weird ass reason, is watching B pick up McLovin's brother, McLiken. McLiken. We get a cool POV shot of Cole saying farewell to his parents. The movie shot was done like excellent. It made you really feel like you was looking through Cole's eyes, which I thought was pretty cool. The film was shot by Shane Hurlbert, known for Drumline and Act of Valor. So, they was on it. We see a montage of B and Cole basically living it up, babysitter, baby city style. Baby City. Being Cole top of the night with the top 5 movie heroes to save the world. So I ask you, what's your top 5 or 6 intergalactic dream team? Let me tell you what mine is. We'll have Chris Tucker, Jackie Chan as my duo, because you know I gotta laugh, but they'll get shit done. But you know we gonna be laughing. Black Panther, R.P. Chadwick Boseman, Deadpool, Wolverine, and of course Neo, because you know what I mean. You gotta have somebody that can do stuff outside the Matrix, and you gotta have somebody that can do it in leather jackets. This is followed by a montage of them having fun throughout the evening. You know, of course. Cole and B start to talk about Cole's parents possibly divorcing, and it's a pretty real conversation. You know, it wasn't really sugar-coated, and it was like how you would want somebody to talk to you about it. Be real. Throughout the conversation, B is looking into Cole's eyes and staring, like giving me the real red flaggy vibes. Like she was just like looking at him like, yo, like, but you know, maybe it's a little foreshadowing. Who knows? Let's find out. We get more red flag vibes, and I mean this is real red flag vibes. And if you see these red flag vibes, you need to flee. When B offers Cole a shot of liquor to help him sleep. Like, did they find her on Craigslist? Like, they did not do a background check. Obviously, like, we gonna see the background check had to be missed. Cole asked B to take a shot with him, and I think he just was faking the funk, you know, to seem like he's mature. It's like I say, he's 12, but he's not 13, but he's not a boy. He's not a little boy. So when B goes to get the glass, Cole quickly pours the bottle out before she can even get back. Then, you know, starts acting like he's covered. Like he really drank that shit. You know, you drink that shit cold. And she's just looking at him like, yo, you drank it? Like, the way she was looking at him, she was like, did you drink it? Did you drink it? Later, Cole is tucked away, ready for bed. He's texting Melanie to see, you know, if the babysitters stay out all night having orgies, because Melanie mentioned that for some reason. And you gotta watch her. I'm telling you, there's a reason. You're gonna find out. Cole finally hears commotion downstairs in the living room, and he kind of like snuck out his room. So now he's on the staircase looking at what he sees is entering his house, which is a whole gang of people. And we're gonna get into those people. You got Max, the football jock, played by Robbie Amell. I mean, he killed that role too. Like, they did casting selection was on point. Allison, the hot / superficial chick, played by my new favorite, Bella Thorne. And she definitely killed this role. I mean, I seen her in other things, and she's very versatile. So it was good to see her playing something way out of her box, like way out of her comfort zone. So good job. You have John, the comedic relief, played by, you know, the funny King Batch. And, you know, he was definitely a good plug for that role. You know, we didn't want, the typical black man, but he was funny. Like, he was hitting a lot of, you know, some good job on that. And then you have Sonya, that one weird chick that, you know they probably owned the real skull. She was played by Pitch Perfect's Hannah Mae Lee. So some of y'all don't remember her face, but she completely flips it. But actually, now if you think about it, if you saw Pitch Perfect, she was kind of the same person. So hey, they have also a guest with him, and it's the same guy that Cole saw with B at the liquor store. His name is Samuel, but you know, don't get too familiar with him just yet. You gonna see why. Now, they all enjoy a round of spin the bottle kissing session where B is dared by Max to go around and kiss everybody in the room. And we get a crazy scene, you know, it was definitely some stuff going, like, just watch the movie. After me telling you it's worth it, just watch it. But it was hilarious, and it was a great scene. B finally gets to Samuel, and it's clear, like, his body language is showing that he doesn't really know anyone there, and he's kind of wanting to, you know, dip out because he was getting weird vibes. And, you know, I wouldn't blame him. Like, somebody just grabbed you off the street, say, come drink with us, and now you playing spin the bottle, and you're like in your 20s. That's fucking weird. As he gets up and begins, you know, to get skittish and tries to leave the room, they all kind of gang up on him in a weird circle-like fashion. B assures him that he needs to relax, you know, put a little soft hands on his neck. You know, she look him in his face. He probably thought he was in love. And then, boom! She shish kebab Sammy's head, yo. I mean, I saw it coming. Did you? Psych, I ain't see that shit coming. What was that about? And then it gets real crazy after that. They begin to drain Sam's head for sacrificial uses only. And yes, at this point, Cole is being babysat by a cult leader. Sort of. Let me break it down. So B is basically conducting a ritual that involves combining the blood of sacrifice mixed with the blood of the innocent. The sacrifice being Samuel, the blood of the innocent being Cole. You get it. Let's move on. And basically at this point, Cole World is like, I gotta bounce. He races back to his bed where he pretends to be asleep because at this point he knows that they're coming upstairs to take his blood. I don't think he knows whether it's gonna be like a good taking of blood, like at the doctor's, even though that's not good, or you not waking up ever after this blood taking. You know what I mean? I'd be scared too. He's 12. The whole crew comes into the room and Cole is like a deer in headlights. He's just frozen, but he's pretending to be asleep. And this scene was very, very intense. So all you people who have needle phobias and people standing over you phobias, you might don't skip the scene, watch the movie, but fair warning. But the whole time Cole remains in character while they're basically talking about, you know, what they're about to do with his blood and all that stuff while he's asleep. He never moved, he never raised a hair, so he was good. Basically, he didn't want to end up like Sammy, so he stayed still. After they left, Cole jumps into action. He starts makeshafting a bed sheet rope to jump out the window, and this scene is just very fast paced. As he's doing that, he doesn't realize that B is standing right behind him. He gets a little lightheaded, and after he gets lightheaded, he passes out. And I think he passed out because he got a lot of his blood drawn, but they didn't really show how much they was draining from him, so you know, it is what it is. Cole passes out with B in the background, fading to the black, and B definitely got some questions for him. So Cole comes to, waking up, and in this pretty hilarious scene, I mean, this scene was pretty fucking funny. The Cole wannabes gathered together around Cole, basically trying to find out what Cole knows or have seen. And like I said, great cast selection. Couldn't have picked better choices. Now, Cole is a complex character that you learn more and more about after watching it a couple of times. I did not know there were certain things I was missing, and it was subtle things, but it was big things that plays in both movies. Like, I didn't even peep that Cole is 12 years old, but he's in high school. You know what I mean? So that means he's a little bit smart. If you look around his room, I think his room was painted with a solar system. So he's a smart kid. Like, and it pays off in this movie because I'm telling you, if you was stupid, this movie would have been 20 minutes long. I promise. And it kind of makes sense why some of the kids thought he was weird, because he was extra smart in high school. He's a little kid in high school. You know, high schoolers start at age 14. He was 12. So this means that Cole is a quick thinker. He dodges their questions by saying he won't tell on them for having an orgy. Trying to play innocent, like, oh, I thought y'all was just, you know, getting nasty downstairs. Whatever, that's what y'all are doing. So they kind of laugh it off. They laugh it off like, that's what you think we were doing. Okay. But little did they know, before Cole even got downstairs to be tied up, he called the cops real quick and actually was disconnected. He hung up because he thought he was going to save himself. But he called the cops real quick, so the cops were at the door, knowing damn well Cole saw that murder. That's what Cole was, but you know, he's playing it off. That bit of innocence throws him off until motherfucking police. The motherfucking police. And shit goes left real quick. Like, quick. Here comes the police ready to catch a fire poker to the face. Immediately catches a fire poker to the face thrown by the fucking javelin thrower, fucking Max. And he wasn't here to play no games. Max literally is wilding out here in these babysitter streets. I like this scene because even though Max just Tom Brady that poker into the cop's face, the officer accidentally shoots a round into Allison's chestises. Now, the funny thing is, the partner still has the gun trained on King Botch, and Botch ain't even do anything. He just standing there. Message. And Max is flexing as he just spear killed the nigga. Message. B sneaks up behind the officer and gets to cutting like a DJ, killing the other officer instantly. This movie also is very gory too. So For the faint-hearted and the squeamish, I'm just giving you a fair warning. Or I should have gave you a fair warning with Sammy. My bad. Now, once all this goes down, basically, B is in Cole's face like, yo, like, you called the cops, like, what's good with this? Now, Cole isn't your average 12-year-old, like I said. B forces to tell him what's the proper way to call off a responding officer that's on the radio. Now, Cole tells them to do a 10-4 code 7, meaning all good, we're just getting some food. Just let y'all know that. I don't know if you need to know that. And now there is no more threat of law enforcement. They are gone, they're good. Now it is what to do with young Cole. As the group argues about what to do next, whole time Cole is cutting himself with the rope with the pocket knife that they've been watching him do it. Yo, this movie is hilarious. I'm telling you, you gotta watch it. So Cole breaks free after, he was kicked in the chest. We do have to mention that. Max kicked him in the chest. Like 1970s, daddy kicked you in the chest, kicked in the chest. Cole breaks free and begins to take off like a newborn deer. John decides to chase Cole up the stairs. In the process, he slips on one of Cole's toys, which is just laying on the ground. And then your mama tell you to pick up your toys when they laying on the ground. In this case, it helped him out, so whatever. She wouldn't be proud of that, Cole. This scene is hilarious because King Botch was killed by a motherfucking toy. Well, not really. This scene's practical effects was grossly on point, I'm telling you. Cole then goes to his makeshift rappel rope to try to escape. In the process, Max catches up to him and they have a tug-of-war session while he is dangling like a spider. Cole eventually loses, drops, and hits the grass. And this just gets Max going. This nigga is crazy, I'm telling you. He's like the definition of a sociopath. Not a he might be a psychopath too, might be both. I'm telling you something off about this dude. Cole goes into stealth mode, sneaking into the garage where he grabs some survivor's tools like a rocket ready to go, drill, everything that you need to survive whatever the fuck is going on right now. Oh, by the way, and he sees Sammy too. Just chilling in the garage, just chilling, just dripping. He got that drip. Now I told you before, I think Cole is hella smart. He grabbed those tools for a specific reason. So Cole goes to the vent that we seen his mother, basically clearing out, which had a bunch of spiders and mice in there. But we didn't see that until later. So he unscrews the vent and he goes down there, sliding past all these mouse traps, all these tarantulas. What fucking part of the United States were they at where they had nothing but tarantulas in their damn undercarriage of their house? I never understood that. I was trying to figure that out. That's crazy. Anyways, Sonya crazy ass decides to pop in, and Cole literally hides how I would hide. Put a bunch of shit on top of me and do not breathe. But I mean, tarantulas all over the place. Not even recluse spiders, tarantulas. Sonya proceeds to slap mad random shit in order to find Cole. Max winds up calling Sonya right before she can creep up on Cole, crouching like a tiger, block on fire. But then Cole smacks a spider that's crawling on his head onto a mousetrap. First of all, Cole, why did you do that? Cole smacks a spider onto a mousetrap, and now Sonya hears the mousetrap goes off. She knows that Cole is down here in the spider pit. Cole takes a rocket while he's still low-key hiding, and he lights it off just before she can get there, and it shoots right past Sonya. Definitely failed that. What are you doing, Cole? You did all that shit for nothing. Or did you? But before she can attack, she gets both her hands caught in mouse traps. That's what you get. Cole yeets right past Sonya and goes outside the dungeon. He reseals the vents, and now Sonya is stabbing at him through the vents. Cole gets busy with some roach spray and sprays her in the face and continues to spray until the fumes mixes with the firecracker, and then boom. Boom. Sonya got cooked, bruh. Cole is blown back and he's kind of stunned a little bit. Max swole ass comes out the mist like he's a titan or something. Like, bruh, put a shirt on. Cole did have a good point. Why were you shirtless? And the convo between these two is mad funny. I definitely suggest watching this, like really watching this, because me telling you about it, I'm just giving you like a little breakdown, but you definitely need to watch it in its entirety. But basically, Cole tells him that you can't kill him in order for the ritual to work. And that's when Mad Max basically says, he's just here to kill people. He don't even care about what's gonna happen. He don't care about what he can get, whatever he can want, whatever he can get out the ritual. He just wanna kill people. He's crazy. Nigga, what? Max starts the first stages of the choke slam, but he's interrupted by Cole's bully Jeremy egging his house at like 11 p.m. Like, what the fuck are you doing? What's his problem? I told you that's not what bullies don't do. Why are you at my house? Just egging my shit. Where's your parents? Now, Max is like Cole's big brother that he never wanted. He stops killing him. He stops killing him to make him stand up like a man. You feel me? Because you gotta do that before you die, I guess, right? Cole uses this moment to plead with his bully after a failed ninja kick. His bully like pump fakes like he's about to help him, but all he does is crack an egg on his head and basically says, "You're on your own," because he thinks he's making it up. He's a dick. And like, why does he dress like that? What? Look at how he dressed. I see why he's really bullying him. It's his wardrobe. That's what he's wearing. Max helps him up and says, at least you tried. Can I continue to kill you now? This dude is crazy. He gives Cole a head start, but then Cole is like, dude, you played football, and you're 20 something. What the fuck? He chases him into this old ass tree house. Cole makes it up first and dismantles the stairs before Max can get up. But Max thinks this is a game. He's like, bruh, cool, I've been doing burpees. I'm about to jump my ass up there. Eventually, Max catches up with him, saying he's about to give him, a very honorable death. But Cole still has a bunch of egg on his head and his face, so Max tries to get at him with his hand. But as he tries to, do the typical, I'm gonna choke you out, he slips on a piece of rotting floor panel and he and Cole fall out the tree. Max still has mad yolk on his hands, so he tries to get a grip and winds up slipping and snapping his neck via a tree swing. His neck bone pops out like it was Thanksgiving. Cole is 3 for 3 at this point, but this is quickly interrupted by B busting with a rifle. I think it was a rifle. I don't know if it was shotty, but she was busting. I couldn't tell. Cole is running while another shot goes off. He's running across the street to his best friend / crush house, Melanie. He jumps aside and blurts out everything that happens real quick, but she's not really phased at what he's saying. If somebody busts in my crib, first of all, if I hear gunshots and I see somebody running towards my crib, talk about yo, blah, 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 I'm not just oh yeah, whatever, dude, whatever. That, it was weird. Red flag. In this scene, the both of them have a realization about their own relationship, but they're interrupted when B attempts to enter. So the chase begins. This hide and seek scene, the sound design, very intense. You can hear Joe Biden sleeping. That's how good it was. Eventually, B leaves, unable to find Coley Cole. Cole tells Melanie to stay here and that he's about to handle biz. He's about to get outside and get real right. He say, I did this for you. She gives him a kiss and then Cole is out the door, calling out B and B, bring your punk ass outside. Come on, on some, you know what I mean? He wasn't scared no more. He's a man, almost. Cole enters the house and the whole atmosphere is dark and gray in the house. The whole joint just switched up. I didn't even notice the first time I watched the movie that everything just got darker. And it put a denser feeling on the atmosphere when they did that. So that was a good move right there. Cole is moving through the house and Cole begins to see Allison laying there lifeless, slumped over, just looking like she's gone. And I love that scene. He goes over there, he's kind of poking at her no movement. As the camera followed Cole's, that girl is no longer there. What the fuck? I saw that, I was yo, what the fuck? Very good scene. A1. Cole sees the book that everybody was making a fuss about in the first place sitting in the kitchen. As he's going up to the book, he gets sneak attacked by Allison, who is clearly not dead. And I want to say after I seen it the first and second time, I want to say she was kind of possessed or something. Because, judging by the atmosphere, judging by how she was moving, how she came back and how she got shot in the chest. I mean, like, she didn't have iron titties in her. Like, she got shot. She was whatever. She was still up and she was still moving, and she was getting at him too. She begins to take her frustrations out on Cole for being shot in the chest. I mean, it's not his fault. He ain't do it. Another funny ass scene, which I won't go into detail. I just want you to watch it yourself, because it's better when you watch it. You're gonna be on the floor like I was. Cole tries to sweet talk Allison by saying that she's beautiful either way without actually, selling her soul to the book. Like, you didn't have to do that. You're beautiful anyways. At one point, it looks like Allison is about to, switch over, actually, do the right thing and let him go. But that does not work, and she immediately grabs a butcher knife. So she starts slashing at Cole, and Cole grabs the barbecue lighter as self-defense. This guy. What are you doing, Cole? Cole! Barbecue lighter! Yo! Right before she can stab Cole, boom! Her head is gone, bro. Her head is gone. B saves Cole with a shotgun blast. Yeah, it's a shotgun. I seen it. It's a shotgun. But B suddenly, shifts. She turns off her murder gears and she starts to talk to Cole like ain't shit happened. Red flag number 88. If anybody ever does that, they just did some wild shit and they start talking to you like you just didn't see them do some wild shit. Like, oh, what's the weather like? And, did you register to vote? Bitch, I saw what you did. Red flag. As she puts down the shotgun, Cole takes the book and puts the barbecue lighter to it like, what up? What you trying to do? What the fuck is this? You go, Cole. You go. As Cole has the flame to the book, she begins to tell what the book is for. It's basically, like I said earlier, mix the blood of the sacrifice with the blood of the innocent while reciting the lines, dropping the blood on the page. Doing so will get you whatever you want. Like, what the fuck, Cal? What the hell? This your babysitter. Cole says that she used him, and I feel him. You used him, B. Why you do that? But B retorts that she chose him. See, that's that psycho shit. Anybody, red flag number 99, anybody do that, try to flip it like that, you need to flip them the fuck out your life. She says that they can start over by basically saying that they were both attacked by the group, So we get flashes of what would have happened if they were both being chased throughout the movie. Then things will go back to normal. That's what she's saying. I mean, that crazy shit. It's crazy. And they can run off like happily babysitter and babysitting. Killer Cole ain't buying it. Nah, player. Nah. He burns the book and sprints off, basically saying, fuck that book and fuck you, because you was wrong for that. In this scene, we basically see how important or powerful that book was, because she didn't even care about Cole taking off running. She went straight for the book. B runs after the book while Cole runs outside. On his run back, we get the dopest scene in the movie. We get a classic song by the most infamous group, Queen, We Are the Champions, as he's taking off running. Cole jumps into Melanie's dad's car, finds the key in a very cliche way, but fuck it. And then he drives that bad boy right into his living room, pinning B right underneath it. Like, damn. B attempts to connect with Cole by asking him what his intergalactic team would be, and he drops his team, but he includes him and B as a duo. And I think that kind of got to her, and it kind of made her like, it kind of hit her differently. Man, we're going to see. We're going to see it did hit her differently. He tells her that he loved her, and he tells her that once he learned that she was the actual bad guy and that she would continue to hurt other children, he had to take her out. And he's the man now. Cole walks off like a G. The cops and the EMTs arrive as Cole is standing on the car looking like a king. The bullies show up, which, once again, why the fuck are y'all just walking around this late and y'all are like 13 or 14 or whatever the fuck? Where your parents at? The bullies give Cole respect for being a badass, basically retorting that Cole killed a bunch of people. Cole's parents show up and embrace him immediately. One of the firemen asks Cole if he was sure that somebody was in the house, but he says there was somebody in the house when he ran into it. Fuck it, like there's somebody in there. Look underneath the whip. That's upside down. The movie ends on a pretty good note. Cole wound up overcoming his fears. He became a quote-unquote man. got to kiss the girl twice, I might add, and he didn't need a babysitter anymore. A post-credit scene shows a fireman who is kind of looking around for wreckage, and they definitely are attacked by a still alive bee. So that's gonna wrap up The Babysitter. Stay tuned for The Babysitter, the sequel, Killer Queen, and trust me, I'm telling you, it's fire. I'm B Rock, and thank you for tuning in. Bane out.